The problem with this rally is you, as a spectator, you can't go and watch it really. It's a closed event, so you can only really see it from certain places. Because of that, I've only got a limited amount of footage, but I managed to string together something. And we've always had problems with the GoPro, so they don't tend to get very good footage in car. But yeah, so here we go. There was a real sense of optimism going into this one because Tone got second in class last time.
The new swearing bleep method.
Well, we're just checking tyre pressures. Setting at 26 because it's going to be really hot today. Tyre pressures are going to be crucial today with the heat.
What tyres you got on?
Tyres, we're going for a medium compound. No, I'm lying. We're going for hard on the rears, soft and medium on the front. The soft will be too soft, they'll go off after the first lap. Anthony, do you want 26 all round? Yeah, well that's what you're having anyway. The tyre man says 91s, on, the soft ones are going to be no use, and rear wheel drive wants hards on the back, because we were worried a bit about it's about 40 to 60% depending on the stage is under the trees, so it's obviously not under the surface, it won't be as hot under the trees, but when you get out onto here and it's 30-degree tarmac or concrete plus the heat that the tyres put into themselves, so but it'll be interesting having new tyres on. Everybody says you like having new tyres on.
Yeah. Good luck. Yeah, mate.
Are we on?
One of the high points of my life so far, yeah.
Right. It's not turning in brilliantly, but I think the new tyres want scrubbing in a bit. And then when you just turn in, the back end comes round on you. It's a bit less predictable than it could be.
After the first stage, me and Hodgie were stood next to some pretty enthusiastic spectators at the start-finish.
Come on, Martin!
We were waiting for Tone. He'd already been round once and he was meant to come round again, but he was already a minute overdue, so we knew there had to be a problem. Straight away we can see the offside rear is badly punctured.
It's not that side.
Yeah. Oh, I see, puncture. That's why.
At the end of the gravel, there's a car on its roof in the dip before the tape, and then there's an escort up there. So it just, there's dust everywhere, and you come into that, and it just marshals in the road where you want to turn. Yeah. So I had to go past it, and I just ended up over braking a bit, and probably as I've turned it, pulled it off, I think. So I didn't realise to start with. So.
Which one's that one? I don't know. They're off putting the old 71s on, but we're going to have to go and get them slipped over. Yeah.
And we could have stopped and changed it, but
Yeah, I was saying the time would have been.
the time would have been the same anyway. So.
The brake pipe is split, so we're trying to bodge it, or repair it should I say,
Yeah.
as soon as I'm on camera. But not quite got all the parts, so we're going to have to try and beg, borrow and steal. How good that felt.
This is a bit of a disaster because it means that he gets the maximum time penalty and there's no way that he's going to be competitive. It effectively ends any hope of getting a good result. A few weeks later we were back at Donnington, but so was the trouble. Luckily we had a secret weapon in the shape of Tone's younger brother.
Well, they've located some discs and pads, but struggling for calipers and they're shot. I think that's a no.
What's the solution?
I think some sort of rubber band and blue tack device, possibly. That's how I'm going to start working on that now. Well, there's a bit of fettling to do, but I think I might be able to fashion a caliper from this blue tack.
14th and 8th in class. Which,
Don't confuse it with blue tack, this is blue tack. It's more for auto sport, you see. What do you think? Let's stick it in.
So we had a problem with the rear brakes. I think Anthony's pulled the handbrake, which has caused the rear brakes to stick on. Obviously they've done half a stage or a whole stage with the back brakes seized on. Overheated, got hot, worn the pads out, and then because it's got hot it's melted the seals in the calipers, hence we can't run any rear brakes, and now they've gone out with just front brakes, no rear brakes, which will be interesting.
So someone's gone to get some.
Yeah, so one of the guys is nipping to Leicester, he's about an hour away, he's getting new pads, discs, calipers, so lunchtime break, but I think we've got about an hour and a half.
Right.
Put all new kit on and he'll back up to full speed again then.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to push a bit this afternoon.
Yeah, to be fair, the last stage the brakes were on.
That's what he said, yeah.
Which is what also why it won't turn in.
Right.
Can't get it to turn in.
I think at this point it's really obvious that the car's not really up to scratch. You can see some of the cars, how good they are. They've had thousands and thousands of pounds spent on them, and that's obvious. It's obviously what you're going to do if you're a good driver and you've got lots of experience and you've got lots of cash. For Tone, this car that he bought is pretty much running it as he got it. There's a few changes that he's made, a few bits that he's replaced in order to keep it running. But the limitations of the car are really sort of becoming obvious now. You can tell that just on a straight, it's really down on power, it doesn't handle that well. And also now things are starting to break. And so really, there's no way he's going to be able to win, but at the same time, he can still get good points so long as he finishes in a decent position. You know, brake calipers seizing on, multiple blowouts and punctures. Those things are just so detrimental to getting good points, but he's still got to battle on. But it's definitely now time to start looking at how we can improve the car. And unfortunately that costs money. And it looks like at some point we're going to have to put that Cosworth engine in.
Miles between the two.
Are we meeting you on the gravel road?
Yeah. Between the two stages.
Everybody's excited for this one. Again, it's not really one that we can film that much of because we have to be at the service, but it's the first forest rally that we've done.
14 big ones, basically.
What time did you do out again?
41.
20 minutes, 15 minutes then?
Yeah.
20 minutes notional time and they did it in about 7, so.
All day.
Right, get it jacked up, get wheels off, check underneath, check all the bottom arms and everything, bottom off. Make sure it's nice and tight.
Big jack, pin down by the way.
Slowly getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Any major?
I lost where I was a couple of times, but the first one, it's like the 60s and the 40s are just that close together that you don't realise that they're there. So it's just getting to grips with it. But yeah, it's all right.
Good fun. The 6 hours, by the way, was the memory.
Oh,
Battery was nearly flat. It went off before we got to the start.
did it? Ah, shit.
That one's full there. And they told us on the start of the first stage, just make sure that you take note. There was a one right with a ditch on the inside. It sloped off like that, and it was only the width of the car, and this ditch was about 2 metres deep and about that wide. I thought, no, surely we're not going down there. Well, we didn't go down there, thankfully. It's got a thread gone on the bolt on the track rod arm.
So, I don't know what I mean.
Track control arm, the bottom suspension arm. It's good, it's better than it is on tarmac. Yeah.
So
8 minutes work.
8 minutes till we're due out of service.
And the problem is,
They finished the event 5th in class and 41st overall. Luckily, the car performs well, as did Tone and Stephen, which puts them into contention for some silverware.
Suspension-wise, it seems to suit this better than it does tarmac, definitely. I mean, it's bouncy, it hits the floor a lot, but I think everybody will be doing that. And it's, it's just what it is. You're trying to put mud on my car?
To the champion driver. Champion driver wins the Truman Trophy, and again a free entry into the Dukeries event next year. My facts sheet tell me that he won this by 17 points over somebody called Simon Belcher, who I'm not sure who that is. But never mind. Any of you that have been looked at Facebook and things like that, you might have seen some little TV programmes, that's probably slightly strong, but a documentary, thank you, that's a good word. Charting the progress of a competitor. He said, oh, I'm sorry, I'm being told now.
You're on the documentary.
They are excellent, I must say, they really do, the essence of Club Rally is really good on those. So our star, our winning driver and star of our TV show this year is Anthony Cow.